Welcome to the Swedish Gaming Dudes. My name is Johan.
I'm John.
And I'm Justin.
And today's episode we are going to talk about our favorite video game characters and also talk about some game villains or some annoying characters. Focusing on that part. But before we start talking about our favorite characters, what are you guys playing right now? John, what are you playing?
Yeah, so last week I did finish Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
Banana.
Yeah, banana. Does get old, I do tell you.
Does it?
Yeah, I'd say, well, of course, there are worse things. I mean, it's a good game overall, but the thing is, I was very annoyed having Pauline on my shoulder all the time, and she is like a repetitive child, does not really know when to shut up. But yeah, it was a fun game. It did get repetitive despite their creativity and how much variety they put into the game as you progress. But yeah, so long as you play in maximum an hour per occasion, then it's kind of okay because it's more easy to enjoy to not feel like you're repeating the same kind of things and the same kind of, it does not really feel as repetitive while it's being repetitive.
Yeah.
And so the other day, was it maybe yesterday or something like that, I actually started to play Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
No.
On the Switch 2, and it's amazing because it got upgraded for 60 FPS.
Ah, cool.
Which you have to make sure that you set that in the settings. But it's amazing. I love it. I've just finished 3 levels and it's amazing. But first and foremost, my main game to play right now is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Delta.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I'm 20 hours in or so.
Yeah,
It's getting hard now,
yeah,
but it's so amazing. I feel like for the most of the time, every single time when there's something bad happening and I die, it's my own fault.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very balanced that way. What you get to use, the tools you get to get through all the scenarios in the game. Yeah, it's amazing. Justin, what have you been playing?
Since last time I played the Hollow Knight Silksong.
Yeah.
Such an unforgiving game. I haven't finished it.
No.
But it's a very good game, but I would like an easy mode.
Yeah. I heard that from a lot of people. Yeah. I have some friends that completed it, but it's you battle certain bosses for hours just to beat them, and I thinking about the way I play games, and because I started it a little bit on Game Pass, just tried it out, but then it's this is not for me. It's hard. It's not good for my blood pressure. I think just scaling the difficulty and not worth my time really. But it's it looks incredible with the art style and everything.
It's a very beautiful.
Yeah.
Game.
I totally get why it's so hyped, and people were hyped because of Hollow Knight and the sequel, of course. But for me, the patience and blood pressure, no. So
I don't get it either. I feel like why even get into it? I did not even try it. I did play hours of the original Hollow Knight, but I did not even finish it.
Yeah.
They are very, very hard.
Yeah.
And then since Clear Obscure ruined gaming for me and nothing is fun anymore, I went back to Final Fantasy X. Still such a good game.
Yeah. Have you gotten far in it?
I just got to Samarkand and beat Yunalesca. And I started thinking, why is she allergic to clothes? But she's a ghost in a bikini.
That's true. No, I love Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, it's such a good game. So of course I had to go back.
Yeah, that would be fun to do.
Yeah. So what are you playing?
I also finished Metal Gear Solid Delta because Snake Eater, that's my favorite game of all time, and just been able to play that with modern graphics and more like how you play the game closer to Metal Gear Solid 5, the way you control Snake, and you can do lots of different stuff like that. Incredible. I'm just enjoying that a lot. But when I finish that, I have one more trophy to take, otherwise I've taken all the trophies in the game. But I started playing Hades 2. Hades was one of my all-time favorites also when it came out, the first game, so I'm really looking forward to the second game, and so far it's up to the same level, if not better than the first game. The first Hades is very story-driven as well, with characters, so I still have to see where to take the story in the second game, but I think the way it's designed, the way you can, build your character for each run, I think it's better in this one than in the first game. But it's been incredible playing on the Switch too. Just incredible game, music, character, the way you playing your own style. You can create your own character, build. So, and lots of humor, as in the first game, and so I will be playing a lot of Hades too before Metroid Prime 4 comes out in December.
Oh yeah, and we're not too far away from Ninja Gaiden 4.
No, that's true. That's
like, what is it, 10 days?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, lots of great games coming out.
So neither of you have played Ghost of Yotai?
No.
No, I want to. I love the first Ghost of Tsushima. Well, I took Platinum in that as well. Really loved it. I will absolutely be playing Ghost of Yotai as well.
Oh.
But I think I'll be saving it for maybe when I'm having holiday during Christmas or something like that. Just get really into it.
Binge it.
Just binge it, yeah. But I really love the first one, so I want to play the second one as well.
I can agree to that. Like, I'm definitely going to play it at a time when I can just dive into that, knowing that I have everything out. Well, pretty much everything else out of the way in the chronological order.
Yeah. But I heard good things about it, that the story is very compelling and different take on the samurai legend, I think, in this game than in the first. So yeah, I definitely want to play it. Okay, so we're going to talk about favorite video game characters today. We make some lists, talking about our favorites and our favorite villains. I mean, video game characters today is, starting off from when first video games or computer games with just pixels moving around, and now you have more like, because of the graphic revolution and also with everything gaming, you have more like actors performing characters and writing games, and you have a very rich narratives today compared to when gaming was sort of new. So I mean, you've got to evolve with story and characters and villains in a different way, more like a movie almost in certain ways. So, so I thought it would be a fun topic to maybe talk about some of our favorite characters and maybe what they meant to us and why they are our favorites, like any given reason, basically. So
yeah, that would be super interesting to hear from you guys.
Yeah. John, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure, I can go on.
This is your favorite characters, a list of your favorite characters.
Exactly, and I've tried to write them down in the absolute best order, and I do kind of struggle because this one is definitely either the first or the second. But I would say Ryu Hayabusa, actual Ninja Gaiden. So he was present the first time in the Xbox original game back in the early 2000s something, when they rebooted the entire series. He influenced me so much, and yes, it's overkill, but I felt like I wanted to be like that, so I started practicing martial arts. So I got into the same kind of martial arts as Justin. And it was just so amazing. Like, it wasn't even close to it, but realistically, it was like, I felt like a badass after a couple of years of training. Even though it wasn't really that good. It was just a little bit of an ego trip.
You were.
So that was so amazing, and the voice. And the thing is, like, I love the fact that even on Xbox original, with a sort of a crappy kind of a gameplay graphics engine, it still looks amazing. Well, at the time at least. And I remembered it was so immersive because there was a lot of speed, and the enemies felt like they were deadly. Even the first boss could easily kill you if you did not really know the secret on how to really approach the boss correctly. So that was definitely the first one. And I did play it in Japanese. You could play it in English, but I felt like I wanted the authenticity. So that was pretty much when it just sparked, like, given the fact that it was in a Japanese setting in Japan, with Japanese culture in mind, I felt like, Japanese is the way to go.
Sure. Certain games you just want to play with the Japanese original voiceover. And I get that you're very hyped for the fourth installment now. Ninja Gaiden.
Very much actually. Especially since it was the first game had, like, not really remakes, but they came onto the Xbox original and the second one on the Xbox 360, and then PS3 actually got the Sigma versions. So they added a couple of, a little bit of content, and the second game got some sort of a remaster the other year or something like that.
I played it on the Game Pass. I know.
Yeah.
And that was nice because I am horrible at those games. I mean, quick reactions and combinations, like attack combination. I'm horrible. But they had like this easy mode that you can choose to play. I don't think you could die on it, basically.
Oh.
But I just wanted to explore like the game. Like I liked like new graphics for it and just the way you play the game. And it was fun. It's a really fun game. Yeah.
Oh.
So it got me hooked for the 4th installment, the new one as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I really got to say though, the third one did really fail. I haven't played it in like 10 years, but I remember they took away everything that was good, given the fact that this Japanese creator Itagaki was his last name. I remember he got fired from the team.
Okay.
And I don't really know why, but then again, you could really feel like the entire spirit of the Ninja Gaiden essence were gone by the time that they made the third one.
Yeah, but some games, the creators are so tied to the game, like if they're going to make a new Metal Gear Solid without Hideo Kojima, it wouldn't be a Metal Gear Solid game, because it's his vision, it's his stories, it's like making a Lord of the Rings book without Tolkien. Like you can do that, because it's so tied to the creator of that universe. So yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, that's a good character. Yeah.
That's great. So which one do you have on your top first?
First, or if I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way first.
Sure.
But I think it was hard to do this list because we said
so hard.
Yeah, it was so hard because we said we choose five characters that we really like, but. I mean, it was hard because there's so many really good characters, but I sort of chose the one that made this was a cool characters. I can relate to this one, or it was a fun character to play as, or really like just taking what you can do with the character to a new level in games and stuff. So if I start at the bottom of that list, I actually have Nathan Drake from the Uncharted games.
Oh, yeah.
Just a fun-loving guy adventure, like this sort of modern take on Indiana Jones, but I especially like the humor, like what that character brings to the game, this adventure feeling, and I thought that was also very cool, taking a character like that and also talking about voice acting and just what you can do with motion capture and actors to get the feel of a real character. But such a fun character to play as in all the Uncharted games. And if you play everyone until 4th, it has a nice, he has sort of a character arc almost in every game. He goes through some sort of, trial or something and comes out stronger at the end, basically, or finds his way back to his, Elena, his girlfriend or whatever. But it's such a nice character from Naughty Dog, I think. Here's hoping they're making more Uncharted. I don't know, but I would love a new one. But it ends on a good note, the 4th game for the series. But I really like Nathan Drake. I think it was great.
He's great now.
Yeah, yes. The humor, the style, and everything. Yes, I couldn't stop playing the games. And also, of course, excellent game design. I mean, the second Uncharted game with the train sequence and everything.
Yeah, that was the best in the series.
Yeah, it's such a memorable game. It's like, wow, can you make games like this? It's such a cool thing. So he was on my list, absolutely. Justin, do you want to talk about?
I agree. It was so hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
Making the list. Pick a few, but Samus Aran from the Metroid games has always been one of my favorites. And which is strange because there's not really a lot of character development, or I don't think she has a voice in any game.
Well, in other M's, they did put a voice on her, and they just ruined her image.
Yeah.
I haven't played
Nintendo. No,
maybe it's good that I haven't played that one.
But she actually talks in Metroid Dread, not much, but she talks. In that Choso language, very short, but it's just enough,
So since the first Metroid, it was one of the games I played on the NES. Because my cousins had that game, so every time we visited them, me and one of them would just play Metroid. I don't think we ever beat it.
No, the first game is very
yeah,
hard, no
it
map
is.
or anything, and if you die, even if you have energy tanks or missile, when you die, you get back to like 30 health.
30 hit points.
Yeah, so you have to farm every time you die or something like that.
Yeah, I gave up on playing that game very early, and I just went like, okay, there's Zero Mission on Game Boy Advance. Let's go with that one instead.
That one was so good. And
That's a very good one.
expanded in a very good way.
Yeah. Amazing
It
in every
was-
aspect.
Yeah, and I actually had on my fourth place Samus Aran as
Yeah.
well, because she was such a cool, and just the design of that armor, and such a
was so
badass character.
Yeah.
And it was so cool, as you said, like in the first game, you didn't know that it was a girl, because of this armor. And I think in the booklet for the game, it said that Samus,
Yes,
is
it
like,
is.
yeah. So it wasn't correctly in the book either. But then you finished it, so it's a girl instead.
Yeah.
It's such a cool reveal.
But
And
she must be one of the first really mainstream big female heroes
Yeah.
in video games.
Yeah, and I think it's now, speaking of Metroid Prime 4 coming out in December, that Nintendo, and we got Metroid Dread and that excellent Metroid Prime remake for the first game, that Nintendo finally started making some Metroid games, because it was so many years and we didn't get any new Metroid games. And hello, you have one of the best characters ever. Why don't you do something with that character?
Exactly.
So
And I just love the fact that the Metroid games feels like they're borderline between action and somewhat of horror games.
Yeah. That's it's sort of thinking about the Alien movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it was inspired, of course, by the
Yeah.
Alien movie. You even have the boss Ridley. That
Yeah.
name is from the director Ridley Scott, who made the first Alien
Yeah.
movies. I mean, it's clearly referenced. But as you said, that sort of feeling, and even on the Super Nintendo, Super Metroid, like even if you have that 16-bit graphics, but the music and the setting, you can feel that atmosphere even in that game. It's so
It's amazing. Masterpiece.
We were talking about it, me and John, with the Metroid Prime before we started recording.
Yeah.
That they scrapped it a
Yeah,
few
the
years
new
into
one. Yeah.
development.
Yeah.
So, and that gives me very high hopes for Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
Because they are a few years in development. Oh, we have spent X millions of dollars on this game.
Yeah.
But it's so poopy that we are willing to just throw that money away and start over from scratch.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. John said it will be interesting to see what that game was like.
Yeah, the scrap game,
I think that's one of those things that it's fun to think about, but you don't want to experience
No.
it.
Maybe a sequel to Other M, like Other M,
Yeah.
M or something like that. No, but it's like
Metroid M&Ms.
M&Ms, yeah.
Fight chocolate Metroids.
Exactly.
Sure.
But yeah, amazing character, Samus Aran.
Yeah.
John, do you have a... Yeah?
So Ryohei was my first.
Yeah.
And so let's backtrack and go for my fifth instead.
Yeah.
And on there, I do actually say that I have Super Mario for nostalgic reasons.
Yeah.
And this is the embodiment to my happiness connected to video games and why I feel like pop culture, or, that kind of pop culture is something that just gets me happy.
Yeah.
And you can spread that joy to family members and, pretty much everyone recognize Mario these days. And while I don't really love him that much today, he was what really sparked the interest as a child.
Yeah.
And, there are great Mario games that I do enjoy to this day still. Mario 64 and Mario 3. Mario World.
Oh, that's so...
yeah.
I still stand by that. Super Mario World is the greatest platform game of all time.
Yeah, definitely good
Could
consensus.
absolutely be that.
Such a good game.
Yeah.
I played it so many times. It's so good.
It's so good,
Yeah, I played together with my girlfriend a couple of months ago, started a new save, Super Mario World, just 2-player, and this is still so good,
Yeah.
Really good game, just aged like fine wine, basically. It's just like, it still has this masterful level design and the power-ups and everything.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I actually have Mario on my second place, actually, just of that, for that reason. But it's the same reason that you gave, John, that it was like this entry point to video games, because it was such a central character for the first Nintendo game console, 8-bit console. I mean, and it's so absurd thinking about it, like this fat plumber guy just jumping around on turtles and mushrooms, and like, what is this? It's absurd, but it's such a important character for me as well, getting into gaming, playing Mario 2, Mario 3, and as we said, Super Mario World, and he still continues to be my favorite, because it's not much of a character maybe in that way, but it's such an iconic character, and I usually always play with him in like Mario Kart. Oh, don't you want to play with all those silly characters? No, I have my Mario. I have my, he's still a very, and all the new games as well, like Mario Wonder, for example, and it still has that quality to it, I think, the platform games. And Mario is such a big part of me also growing up. And I remember we had that, like this, when I'm in the first grade, we had like this Christmas pageant. Everyone was singing Christmas songs for their parents, basically. And me and my friend, we scoured for like a song about plumbers who sang some song just to be able to dress up as Mario and Luigi. But we had like basic plumber clothes with a cap and, and a plunger like that, but we just did it because we wanted to go as Mario at the Christmas pageant thing.
That's amazing.
But like this, because it was such a big thing for us with Mario games, so I just had to mention him, even if he's not the most depth to him as a character, of course, but like it's such an important character for me.
Definitely.
So I had to have him high on the list. Yeah,
and it is worth mentioning regarding Mario that he is a globally iconic character. Because I have heard, once I was really interested in video game history, it was mentioned that due to hardware limitations at the time when, throughout the late 70s maybe and early 80s, the hardware, that you would game on could usually just deal with maybe 3 dots at a time, and otherwise just one color like black on the background. So space games was really common.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
Jumpman, which was Mario's first name,
that
was his as he first approached in the Donkey Kong game. Remember?
Donkey Kong. Yeah.
And it was just so different. It was it just got the whole world's attention.
Yeah.
And so I've just read about that, and I'm almost sad I wasn't around by that time.
I think I read somewhere also that they had to give like Mario some sort of profile, just always nose with the pixels and stuff. Oh, let's just give him a mustache or something so you can see more clearly the face, something basic like that. And I think the name Mario came from if it was a janitor or someone who worked at Nintendo or at where the offices were at the time, whose name was Mario, so just basically call him Mario. So it's such a fun story behind it. And now you have, I think with the Mario movie, I really liked the Mario movie as well.
That was amazing.
It gave him a little more depth with the family, and he wanted to save Luigi. And I think there was a nice way of bringing him some more to him as a character in the movie. I really liked the Mario movie. I think it was amazing.
It was amazing, truly.
It was. And they have one of the deadliest enemies in video game history. The first Goomba on the first level of Super Mario Bros. That Goomba probably has the highest kill count of all video game enemies.
Yes, truly.
I'm sure you're correct.
But that's a good thing. You start out with enemies. You have to learn how to jump when you first time you play the game. You know. So just in that should be hang on a like art gallery or something. That first frame, with Mario jumping over that Goomba, and you have the bricks and the question blocks. Everything is in that first second of the game. Basically, what you're going to be doing. Masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. I mean, it's famous for a reason. It's also of the quality of the game, of course. Mario.
Very well designed.
Very well designed, timeless design.
And it's so fun that we, as Westerners to the Japanese, are so bad at video games that we didn't get Super Mario Bros. 2, the real version. They realized released this as Mario: The Lost Levels years later.
Yeah, truly, they did.
Oh, this is too hard for Western people. We can't release this.
I've heard that.
That's so fun. Yeah, because I know certain games in in the Castlevania series, there were like some Western journalist who played the game and thought it was easy or something like that. If a first or third game or something like that. And I remember they changed it because they read that article. Oh, it's too easy. We have to make it a little bit difficult the game or something like that. And the first Castlevania, it's notoriously hard, so it's sometimes small things can influence the whole design of the game back then, at least. So
yeah. So which one is your second? Or fourth?
Sam is third now. I actually have Lara Croft from Tomb Raider.
So iconic.
Such an iconic badass character, and for me, I mean, I wasn't the right time, early teens, sort of like age-wise, like, oh, Laura, like that. But for me, it was like the first time I truly felt like playing a 3D game, exploring 3D environments. I thought that was incredible, and also, like you said, almost like with Metroid, not like horror, but almost a horror element to the first Tomb Raider game, when you start entering that cave in Peru with the snow and the wolf, and you all have this you have good, very classic music in Tomb Raider games, but there's also a lot of ambient sounds. I remember from just hearing snow and stone shift in the caves, and I would never get that experience. And just coming through the third level in the first game, where they have the T-Rex and the raptors, that Lost Valley of sort of feeling. So that had a huge impact. I never finished the first game on PlayStation 1 because it also was very hard, and you couldn't save everywhere. You had to save crystals, and I couldn't figure out sort of the puzzles and stuff like that. But I will never forget that experience playing it for the first time. And also, Laura was this amazing, cool character, badass, double guns, and such a cool, iconic character. So, and then I actually, because I played that on a PlayStation my brother had, but then I saved money to buy my own PlayStation. And then the first game I bought to that was Tomb Raider 2. Just had the second game, and in that game you can actually save everywhere that you wanted, because it's also a very hard game. But I still have that and also with the modern Tomb Raider, modern Lara Croft, with the Rise of the Tomb Raider and everything like that. I still go back to those games. I think Laura still continues to be a cool, interesting character. There were more modern takes on her, more realistic takes maybe, but I'll sort of go back to those. But then you have this re-release of all the old games now in HD and new controls, and you can save everywhere. Really nice HD remasters if you want to go back to them with modern controls, and you can. Yeah, it's just widescreen. It's like the way you're supposed to play those games. You can actually change back to the old graphics if you want to, but yeah. So now Lara Croft was very, big for me when those games came out. But that was also she was a very celebrity almost outside of the games, with the movies and had an ad for Visa or something, the Visa card. I mean, she was everywhere in the mid-90s, big iconic game character. So she had to be on my list as well, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. John, do you want to continue your? You have more? Or
yeah, of course. Let's see here. I need to keep track of where I am because I'm throwing myself
Yeah, we're
around.
jumping around. Yeah.
So I should be on my number 4.
Yeah.
And this would mean that I get to my second Ryu. So this one is from Street Fighter 2.
Ryo. Yeah.
And so it's certain people might be like, but why that kind of character instead of Ken?
Yeah.
Because while
Ken
you
is
have
a sissy. Sort of.
It's these two. According to the story, they have been trained under the same master.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I thought they were brothers.
Yeah.
And they roughly use the same kind of style. And one of them is better at the shooting attack, the Hadouken, and the other one is better at the Shoryuken. And so one of them requires, to get really up close to the enemy, to the opponent, and the other one requires to be, not that close. And there are different kinds of versions on the later games on these attacks. But it was just, I just love the way that he looked and his voice.
Yeah.
I don't really think about him that much, and I've pretty much just ditched Street Fighter altogether.
Yeah.
It just does not really feel like something that is, I'm not that much into martial arts anymore, but, for some reason, it just is not as appealing.
No, because we're going to ask you that if you play the newer games. I think the sixth one, right?
Yeah, sixth one, exactly.
Had some more of like a story mode with you can make your own character, basically, and sort of open world part to it. I've never played it, but it's supposed to be good.
I've heard about that, actually, now you mention it. So I'm not playing that, but referring to the other Ryu, because he's present in Dead or Alive.
Ah, yeah.
So I did buy myself the sixth one, which is just a mess.
Okay.
But I do get to see Ryu in better graphics.
Yeah.
It's still the same. I do remember it. I do believe it's the same voice as the original back in the day on the Xbox.
Cool.
So that's kind of an okay fighting game, but you know, fighting games in general feels like, you know, the computer player is always cheating.
Yeah. No, I actually bought this week. I bought from my Switch 2 a Street Fighter collection for 90 kroner or something like that. You got 12 games, all for, you know, Super Street Fighter 2 and Turbo and Alpha, all those older games.
The second collection.
yeah. I just had to buy them because it's such iconic games. And I suck at those games. I'm really, really bad. But it's fun to have and could be good with friends just to play, you know, matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was so cheap, so I had to buy them. Justin, do you have any other one you want to mention?
We have to complete the Holy Trinity. We have Samus, we have Mario, of course, Link.
Yeah.
Link is also, because he's such an iconic character.
Yeah.
Doesn't say a lot, but say, here!
Yeah.
So he's a man of few words.
Yes.
Definitely, yeah. Have you seen that YouTube video where it's all like, you know, Link walks into a store and it's the Kokiri store, and you know, the shopper just go like, "Hey, can I help you with anything?" And Link points and go, "Hup!" So
yeah, no, but that's a very iconic character. One of my favorites from when growing up. I didn't actually play the first Zelda game that much on Nintendo 8-bit, but I tried it at a friend's house in the second game. But the first time I really got into it was for Super Nintendo with A Link to the Past, and I think that was very cool. I was like 9 years old or something, but just going out on this adventure, like in this world, you felt like this adventurer going around Hyrule and going into the dungeons and solving puzzles. And yeah, I play that a lot. It's good. I usually play through the whole game in one setting. When I got good at it, I just solved everything very quickly. I just played it through. But it's that sort of character, as you say, is man of few words, but you embed that character with your own perception of him and yourself as a gamer, you know, so you become that character. If it doesn't say that much, you know, it's easier to project yourself onto that character. So Link was very important as well.
And the Link to the Past, it was such a huge world.
Yeah.
So it was so much, and you thought you had finished the game, and then you came to the dark world instead.
You're just starting.
You're halfway through.
Yeah, not even half when you think
not
of the
even
entire
halfway.
thing.
Yeah, that's a brilliant thing. Just a brilliant thing.
And it's so fun also with the original Zelda that when they had finished, they realized, but we still have half the memory on the cartridge.
Yeah.
So they have the second world where they switch places of all the temples and stuff. And you can, so if you beat it and then start again, you can do it. Or if you name your character Zelda, you will start directly at the second world.
Okay. Cool.
So when I replayed it a few months ago, I got so confused because I thought, it's funny if I name my character Zelda, and I had forgotten about that.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, John, you're a big fan of Zelda and Link as well.
So now this is going to get messy because I do have Link on here. However, let's see here. This is number 2 on my list. But the thing is, there's not just any version because it feels like, you know, there's, you know, the Zelda timeline and there are different kinds of reincarnations and versions of Link. And Ocarina of Time is, you know, the actual grown-up version. He is the Link of all time. I just love that Link because, you know, first and foremost, we have the voice. I love the fact that he can use pretty much all the items except for the few of the weapons from his younger self. But, you know, I just remember the voice. I love the screams. And I gotta say, that actually inspired me to listen to extreme metal, you know, getting into my music taste. And this story, but of course, you know, given the fact that, you know, it's just something about Link that it feels like it's hard to put my finger on why I love that version so much compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
Because when you would look at Wind Waker Link,
Yeah.
it's a completely different kind of a Link.
Yeah, it's true. Different vibe. Yeah, a whole different vibe in the game, the style and everything. Yeah, no, but it's true. We have different versions. Also thinking about like Twilight Princess, the sort of older, a little darker world like that, and Majora's Mask, still the Child Link, but that's also a very dark world.
Yeah, truly.
In that.
And it feels like they implemented some of the Ocarina of Time adult Link sounds and whatnot when it comes to using the deity mask.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the first deity mask. Yeah, because
And
then
the 3D model, I believe.
Yeah, I think so
The
as well.
silhouette.
Yeah. No, but it's And Ocarina of Time was also one of those games that just blew my mind when it came out. You had in Super Nintendo, you have Light and Dark World. In Ocarina of Time, you get older and younger. You have those two worlds. It's such a cool idea, and I remember the moment when I played Ocarina of Time, going out of Hyrule Field for the first time and the sun is setting, I think about, yes, this is the future of video games. Now it's like basically art from now on. It's such a huge leap what you can do with games. I was in shock. I still remember first time playing that game. It's such a big impression.
Yeah. So which one is next on your list?
Yeah.
Lost track.
Yeah, all-time favorite, because we'll talk about them during the other list that you made as well. But of course, my all-time has to be Snake from Metal Gear Solid. That's also a lot of different versions of him, but I actually chose Snake as Big Boss, the one you play as in the third game, and then in the Peace Walker and in the Phantom Pain, because it's such an interesting character. Because that's the story goes, they clone him, and then you made Solid Snake and Liquid Snake and all those characters in those series. But I think Snake as Big Boss is such an interesting character, because he's starting out as this soldier doing his duty, and then he starts questioning everything, and he basically just gets used in the third game, and he just lost faith completely in everything at the end of that game. And then he starts out becoming, because we know in the older games that Big Boss is the villain, and he gets it's such a fun thing. They just called him Big Boss in the first game because it's the final boss, whatever, and now they've written like a backstory in a game that's 20 hours long just to give him that title. It's such a fun idea, I think. But it's become such iconic, and he gets this title, and then he just tries to basically makes his way through the world, but he ends up making this mercenary unit, and then starting Outer Heaven and having his sort of alternative view of the world, how the world should work, not being controlled in that way he thinks it is, with governments and weapons and everything. There's a lot of like social commentary and political commentary in the games, and then it becomes sort of more like this tragic figure in Peace Walker. And then in number 5, have you played 5?
I have.
You have? The spoiler?
I don't remember much of it, but I did play through the entire game, including Ground Zeroes.
Yeah. Is it okay if I spoil something for it?
Sure.
Yeah, because in the 5, you don't play as Snake. You play as a medic that they have surgically altered to look like Snake as a decoy. So
not just the fact of his voice being...
Kiefer Sutherland, so that's why they changed that as well. So if you play like the Ground Zero game, that's very short. There you play as Big Boss, and you have this accident at the end, and then in Phantom Pain you wake up from a coma, and you just think that, well, of course, it's Snake, like that. But it's not. It's actually some other guy they just made up to look like Snake, to be sort of a decoy, while the real Big Boss is doing the other things. So the first boss in the old, like last boss in the first Metal Gear game, Japanese computer version, that's the character that you play as, the end boss from that game. So, but that also comes into what we said about Link, because Snake doesn't say that much in the 5th game, but also because Kojima wants you to more, infuse your own yourself into that character. So not so many lines, and you can also choose the way you want to, because you can play like a peaceful run, basically not killing anyone, or you can go full crazy and just kill everyone. And so you get to shape the fate of Big Boss basically in the 5th game, and I think that's sort of brilliant, that you just start with a clean slate and you just go through this journey yourself, because you think you're Big Boss, but sure you do, that's the point, but you're not him, and it's such a way to just celebrate the fans as well. Like, yeah, and at the end, you have a voiceover from the real big boss who said, like, now we build this legend together, you know, you and me, we're a big boss now, you know, because of the players' choices through the game. And it's such a cool idea. And I didn't take well to that the first time I played the 5th game, because why? I want to play as the original Snake, you know. But now I played it just a half a year ago. I totally get the story, totally get what he wanted to do with the 5th game. Just this is brilliant, basically, the way he presents the story. Metal Gear, of course, very heavy story games. But yeah, no, my favorite character, complex character, love David Hayter's voice work. I think Kiefer Sutherland is good as well, but David Hayter is so iconic in that role, you know, so it's hard not to hear his voice when I see Snake on screen. But yeah, huge impact when the first game released on the Solid series, at least 98 when the first game came out. We used to have this cinematic presentation of a story. It was very new at the time with the voice acting and everything, and also like because I'm a huge movie buff, you know, it's just this is incredible, you know. Also taking leaps forward in game development, what you can do with storytelling and stuff like that. So yeah, Snake had to be my number one, no question about it. Nice. So yeah,
not really surprised.
No, I usually listening here, but I usually have Metal Gear Solid T-shirts on me when we record this podcast. But Snake is my favorite, all-time favorite.
Yeah. Justin, do you have another that you come to think of now that you don't have any more of your list?
No, that's actually one of the few ones that I actually had on my list. Aloy from Horizon games.
Yeah,
I love her so much. She's such a cool character. This starts off as this confident yet half insecure. So no, I don't need anyone. I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
And then start to realize that maybe I need backup.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she does what needs to be done. And I think it's partly because the games are so great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really love her. I'm so hyped for whenever Horizon 3 comes out. And if they were going to make a multiplayer Horizon game as well, if that comes to fruition. But I love that she's so independent in many ways. When they say the Aloy of the Nora, so no, Aloy despite the Nora.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that scene. So, you had nothing to do with me becoming the person I am. You cast me out. And now suddenly when I save you, I'm your favorite. So now screw you. You didn't do anything for me. So I really love Aloy. Yeah. So amazing.
Yeah, she's good. I actually thought of her, but I figured she's good, but she's not my top 5.
Yeah.
No, but it's hard. I have a lot of honorable mentions after this list because it was hard. Yeah. But I love the Horizon games as well. I took platinum on the first game. I remember just getting into that world with Aloy and all the design. It's such a cool idea with these sci-fi elements and still having this primordial world. You know, this all like this. It's so cool. Back to the Stone Age, basically. Like it's such a cool mix.
So many layers in the story of that game. So many twists and turns.
Yeah. And also the second game. I mean, with the graphics and also the new version of the first game, it's like top tier graphics for this generation. It looks incredible. It plays incredible with the controls and music and everything. It's incredible games. Yeah.
Both are masterpieces. I would definitely say that.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. I do believe I have one spot left for good characters.
Yeah.
And that was, let's see here, we're at my actual place number 3.
Yeah.
Oddly enough. But this is from the Mass Effect universe. Because this is Garrus.
And,
I really got to say that a huge reason is because of the voice actor, Brandon Keener.
Yeah.
So the iconic voice, you know, I played through the first and the second game, and by the time I had played the second game a lot, trying to go for being a good Paragon kind of a guy, leader for my team, and really making sure that every team member is happy with what we're doing with our missions, and if they want to get revenge on someone from their childhood, they get to do so.
Yeah.
And I just remembered I bonded so much with Garrus being my favorite in my team. And by the time that you are about to finish the second game in the series, there is this huge thing where you need to organize things, because you know that if you don't do things right, you could die and still have to go on with a third game.
Yeah.
And I remembered Garrus died, and I got so upset. I didn't just replay that one. I played from the first one to just make everything right.
But but Garrus is cool, and this Mass Effect universe in itself is also so amazing.
Yeah.
And it's so good that you have this collection now that you can play 1, 2, 3, this complete story in this HD collection. It's very good collection. I played it a couple of years ago, every game throughout. And it's so cool that there are connection and the choices that you make for the characters, and they just carry over until the next game. And Garrus is absolutely one of the best characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Did you play the Mass Effect games, Justin?
Not yet.
No?
Unfortunately. But it's related to one of the games I'm really hyped about now, Exodus. The head honchos at Mass Effect started their own studio. They revealed it at the Game Awards. Is it 2 years ago? I think?
Maybe.
Yeah.
The sci-fi, probably very Mass Effect-like story building in it.
Yeah.
Where they play with the time dilation. With if you travel near light speed, time slows down for you.
Yeah.
So if you travel at near light speed, 1 year passes for me, but 50 years passes for people outside of the ship.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very interesting premise. There's a lot of things pointing towards there being a bigger reveal this year's Game Awards. And it's Wizards of the Coast who are involved in it. I think they're the publisher. So they have made a tabletop RPG, basically a reskin of Dungeons and Dragons, set in the Exodus world. And Peter F. Hamilton, a very big sci-fi writer, has written written one book. He's releasing the second book in this duology that's set in the Exodus universe. I think it's 800 pages long, the first book. Really, really good book. If you like reading, I can highly recommend it.
Cool.
The second book is released this summer, and so the game will probably be released second half of the next year.
Cool.
So everyone who likes Mass Effect will probably like this game.
I hope so. I hope it can, live up to those expectations.
Yeah, they have a lot of it because it's been really hyped. In the among the people who follows the story and are interested in it. It's been very hyped. They've done some really cool lore drops about the different creatures that you can encounter, and the world building has been amazing so far, and the game hasn't even been released.
So hoping it's good, because I thought about, we talk about Mass Effect, you had that Andromeda or something that was this big flop, when I made it.
The one we don't speak about.
You don't want to speak of with these horrible facial animations and bugs and stuff like that, and was like, what the hell is this? And now, a couple of years ago, they announced they were working on a new Mass Effect game, but I don't know. We haven't heard complete silence. We haven't heard anything, so I don't know if it's still coming or what's happening there. But it's otherwise, Exodus,
might be that idea has morphed into Exodus since all the big names behind the Mass Effect series has started Avalanche Studios instead.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, well, if we're going back to the characters, I just want to mention some honorable mentions. I didn't make the cut for the list because there's so many good. I had to have Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, the main character from that game. Incredible, well written, well acted, incredible character. Also Kratos from God of War, especially the new games.
So good.
Yeah, when he's a dad, it's such a cool take on the characters.
They should have had more dad jokes.
Yes,
in those games.
Far few dad jokes. Yeah. John, you're finished with your list, right? Or
Yeah.
Also had to mention Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Also, like big impact when that game came. You know, also Geralt from The Witcher, but that's
have a very iconic.
Yeah, and that's like based on the book, of course, but also to write that character in that way for the games. And I mean, the third game made that book series so successful, just lifted everything. You have a Netflix series and everything. I don't think you would have that if it wasn't for the third game that came out.
Probably not.
No.
And we talked about Link. Also have to mention Alucard from Symphony of the Night, Castlevania.
Good pick.
Because that's just, just basically he's in other Castlevania as well, but just in that game, the way you play as him and the whole setting, and like just making this whole genre Metroidvania after Super Metroid, but this Castlevania take on it, just an iconic voice and just excellent control in that game, controlling Alucard, and such a badass character. Just to, instead of Simon Belmont, just having play an Alucard, and you can throw spells and use different weapons and shields, and such a brilliant idea for that. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
And
So
not to mention the fact that he actually walks better backwards sliding than forward.
if you're watching a speedrun, you're always sliding backwards through the whole game. So those would also be on the list if we had a longer list. Absolutely, for me. So should we talk about some villains that we like in games
definitely.
as well?
Sure. Who wants to go first?
I can. Justin, do we want to start with a villain or?
There's so many good ones to pick. I've had this is probably the hardest episode for me so far. But as we talked about in the Final Fantasy episode, Hojo. I put him from Final Fantasy VII. I put him above Sephiroth. I love this crazy scientist or so.
Yeah.
Should we do this? No, but we can, so why not? And that he in the remake games look a lot like Geddy Lee, the singer of the Canadian band Rush, which is one of my all-time favorite bands. So there was so many memes with me and other Rush friends who also listen to Rush about putting Hojo in different Rush music videos and pictures.
That would be so cool.
I love Hojo. He's one of my favorite villains because he's so crazy.
Yeah,
definitely crazy.
And it's basically the root of all the problem, basically, because of his experiments and everything stems from him, basically. So that's very good. John, do you have a starting at the bottom of the list? This time.
So let's see here if I do have an order, because I don't believe I do. But I do believe I have the last one here.
Yeah.
So my number 5 would be Akuma from Street Fighter 2.
Yeah,
and it feels like he's just a more badass evil version of both Ken and the Multiplied.
Yeah.
And to play him in the later games, because I did play the 4th and the 5th, and it felt like, he's just badass with superpowers, and he shouldn't belong into a friendly fight ring.
Yeah.
So he's just he's good or the bad.
Yeah. I had on my 5th, I have Ganon from Zelda as well. Very iconic villain. I love the fact what they made of him in the later games. It's not just this pig demon that he was in the earlier ones, but they gave in Ocarina of Time. They gave him some like backstory, like this Gerudo thief manipulates the king into his wishes, and now it's this big phenomenon in the newer games like Breath of the Wild. You have this Calamity Ganon, this evil presence, basically. And also in Tears of the Kingdom, you have more character to him as this swordsman, this general. It's a cool, how he has evolved over the times. Very iconic. So I just had to have him on my list also.
He's become something more instead of like Bowser or Ganon kidnapped Zelda.
Yeah.
So, he's done that a few times.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Maybe she should stop trusting guys named Ganon.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just an idea.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, no, but it's cool, and it's I just like how they now into voice acting gave him more sort of a character than in the old games. So yeah. Jan,
of course. Let's see here. This is regarding the Super Metroid universe, because I'm thinking about Ridley
Really? Yeah, Super Metroid. Yeah.
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 So I'm thinking Ridley, the fact that it feels like a dragon-esque kind of a monster, badass with powers that can fly, and the fact that it comes up later in the game and other games as well.
Yeah.
And there's just something about it that just makes me go like, yeah, I'm looking forward to when I'm very highly powered in the game and I can face Ridley again.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love the fact that it's a reoccurring arch enemy.
Yeah.
And it could have been a last boss, but it's not.
No, but it's cool. It's a very iconic villain for the series, and I love that they added him to the Smash game. That you can play as him as well. But it's, as you say, it's cool. I like when, like in Metroid Prime, you have this meta Ridley, this robot version, because you beat him in the first game, and Prime takes place after that one. So they just like pieced him back together as a robot cyborg, basically. But he's in every. I don't think he's in the second Metroid Prime, but he's in the third also.
Yeah, that's mostly true.
Yeah, but it also, as you say, very classic Metroid villain.
Yeah,
and cool design, sort of like this almost dinosaur-looking
exactly
lizard thing. It's super cool. Justin, do you have any more, or
to continue on the classic villains, Bowser?
Yeah, Bowser. Yeah, of course.
It's not much character development, and he has one job: kidnap the princess, basically in most of the games. But just because he is so iconic, he has to be on the list.
Yeah. I think Bowser has a new like gamers view him differently after the movie because of Jack Black and the Peach's song and the way they made him in the movie. He wanted to marry Peach and lots of humor there, so it feels a little bit different after the movie, I think, but that's a very iconic character.
And I played a bit of the 1,000-Year Door game.
Yeah.
Where he gets upset and says, "Nobody kidnaps Princess Peach but me."
That's true.
Yeah.
I have on my fourth place Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2, this iconic horror character. That's like just a psychological villain, but that's just such an iconic, horror character chasing you, and just Silent Hill 2 is such a masterpiece, but just how it presents him. The first time you see him behind some rusty bars, and you just see him in the distance, you don't know what it is, you just hear a sound on the radio, what the hell is that? And then you meet him as a boss with his huge knife, and it's a very symbolic, boss from story-wise from the game, because it's embodiment of James, anxiety and that stuff. So I think it's both the best thing and maybe the worst thing about the series, because after the second game, everybody, like in the movie Silent Hill, we have to have Pyramid Head, or in the Homecoming game, he has to be in this game also, but no.
To shoehorn.
Yeah, because he's so popular, but it's part of the story. It's a point to have him in the second game. He's not just roaming around that dark world. It's connected to the character. It's a point of him being there. So I think they misunderstood the character, like future versions of Silent Hill, but very iconic, very cool horror character.
Something interesting about the Silent Hill game, because I was in a discussion about loading screens. That they used the fog in the games.
Yes.
Because they couldn't render the environment too far away. So it was, okay, how do we solve this? We put fog everywhere. So we don't need loading screens. So we just put fog everywhere. So such a clever way to get around the limitations of the system.
You can think about Silent Hill and not think of the fog, It's and then how they worked in the second game on PlayStation 2, just having sort of fog emulator or something, how fog would move. And now the remake that came out last year has this incredible lifelike fog, how it moves around and it blows around in the wind, in heavy wind and stuff like that. It's such a cool idea. But yes, as you say, it's such a funny start. They couldn't.
There's a lot of so people get upset in modern games when you have your character has to slide through a narrow passage.
Loading.
That's a loading corridor. God of War used their elevators. At first thought, they are so slow. They take so long. But that's just because otherwise you would need a loading screen, or you couldn't load because you couldn't render the environment quick enough.
No.
So we'll make an elevator. It's one of the best ways they've solved a loading screen
Yes.
problem.
Has to be the most iconic, basically, but it's fun. But also, like, I'm thinking, speaking about horror games and loading screens, like in Resident Evil, you have the doors that opens, you know, like that. That's also a very classic loading screen, you know.
It's so smart.
Yeah, it's very smart, very smart. And I think in the second game, in the loading screen, 2 zombies attack you, comes out from the other side or something like that. It's so funny. But yeah, John, continuing with villains, do you have any?
So this one is kind of controversial as a whole, but I'm thinking this one feels like a villain once you start the game. So we're talking about The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah,
and it's Abby.
Abby, oh yeah, that's a controversial one. Yeah.
So the thing is, I remembered playing it through. I've only played it this once on the PS4 Pro, I remember.
Yeah.
And so I played the game, and at first I was like, who is this, man? I want to kill her. She's so evil. And then you get to hear her story of some things and what she cares about, and you even get to play as her. You know, there are many people who have refused to play through the game because of the fact that you get to play as her partially. But later in the game, as you hear more about her story and see things from her eyes, third-person view still, but it feels like you get to care more about her. And I remembered one of the later confrontations between her and Ellie when she had lost most of her muscle mass.
Yeah.
I felt like I can't finish this boss fight.
Yeah.
I put down the controller and they just stood there, and I was like, okay, so you have to.
Yeah.
So that was the only way to finish the game. I had to continue to beat her down. I was like, well, come on, no. And there were knives and all that. I felt like, this is too serious.
Yeah. But I think one of the sort of mistakes they made, because everybody hates The Last of Us Part 2, not everyone, but most fans of the first one, I think they should have made the story with 2 like completely new characters. No Joel, no Ellie, nothing like that.
Yeah.
And make the player choose one. When you start the game the first time, play as which character you want to play. And then just see that part of the story, and then when you finish that, you play as the other character to get if you want to get that duality of it, seeing it through a different perspective, you know, like that. I think mostly what gamers really hated was that they killed off Joel, because that was their main favorite character from the first game. That's why they loved the first game. So I get that you wanted to stick that knife into the fans' hearts, you know, but I think you can do that too much, and people will just lose interest and don't want to play your games, and just like, no, you went too far, you know. So it's ballsy to do it, but should you do it? Should you, you know? But yeah, it's, as you say, it's interesting to see villains from different perspective and get. Like, that villain can just be a label sometimes that we put on people because you don't see the other side of things. So, so that's interesting.
Yeah. So which one is yours, Johan?
Sephiroth on my third place. No, just also for the iconic villain, the design, and it was such a cool villain, like the backstory, and it came, you know, with the impact of Final Fantasy VII on the gaming community, the way you presented the story. Everybody, wow, this is the best story ever, you know, the coolest villain ever, you know, and because he kills Aerith in the, you know, end of the first CD, like it was such a, well, what the hell, like so many good villain moments, and he just wants to basically destroy the entire world and absorb all this materia and live stream and become a god in space, basically. So basically, a standard Final Fantasy villain like that. But I mean, it's such an iconic character with his look and the long sword and the story behind him. So I just had to put him on the list as well.
Yeah.
Very iconic. And I think he made like the remakes, just giving him a voice and being able to animate and make him more lifelike like that also improves him as a character in the remakes. So very, very iconic villain.
And it's a prime example that you know that if the boss fight has lyrics and they are in Latin, you are in for a good fight.
Yes. Maybe that was the first time they did that for a boss fight, for a final boss fight, maybe. But yeah, the music, Nobuo Matsu's music for that game, and Sephiroth's, this One-Winged Angel boss theme is also 100% iconic. It's such a good theme. And yeah, maybe that was the first time you had
be.
like lyrics. It could be one of those first time at least.
Yeah. Justin, do you have another entry?
Arthas from the World of Warcraft, or from the Warcraft universe, the Lich King. This was a very, very iconic. This sort of fallen prince who wants to clear the world of evil. So let's burn the whole town because people are naughty and zombies. So, this is also one of those very iconic villains that has become like a staple in that universe. There was still many expansions after the Lich King expansion where Arthas' actions made a difference. So things happened because of things he did 5 expansions ago or something.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
cool.
Mainly because of the impact he had on the Warcraft universe, and since used to be a huge World of Warcraft player, and his iconic status. So,
Cool.
Interesting. Villain.
Cool. Yeah,
Nice.
we you didn't play World of Warcraft, John.
I did play with Justin, back in school, like, what was it, 20 years ago?
Yeah, something in the Burning Crusade.
That was before then, actually. But otherwise than that, no, I did not.
No, I missed the boat, but that's because I'm just a console player basically. So I never played. I had a cousin who was very much into it. So
Yeah.
More villains, John. You have more villains?
Yeah, so now we're at my number 2, and this has already been mentioned because this is Sephiroth.
Yeah, nice.
And well, I do really got to add that, given the fact that we've already been talking about him, given the fact that I played Final Fantasy VII, the original. Not really the original, because it was the downloaded version from the eShop on Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch 1.
Yeah.
I bought it in 2019, played it for 4 months. I went up to level 100, and I loved the game.
Yeah.
And then, was it 2022 when Rebirth came out?
Yeah.
And I just remember, and of course you did meet Sephiroth in the first part of the remake.
Yeah.
But I just love the fact that, you do get a more completed image of him.
Yeah,
So given the fact of his voice, I just love the fact that he has this creepy, overconfident voice, like he knows it's going to bring down the world to a crumble.
Yeah.
And he feels like he's supernatural for obvious reasons, and I just feel like, this is what would happen if Harry Potter's Severus Snape would have gone actually evil.
Basically.
And I feel like, the voice is a little bit of that kind of like, I will speak a little bit silently to invoke some confidence.
Yeah, but it's good because I think you can say what you want about the remakes. They're expanding the story and different universes, blah blah blah. You don't need that, but as you said, the way it makes all those characters feel more alive and more like real characters, I think is a huge win as a remake for those. Sephiroth, iconic, have to be in the list. Absolutely, on my second place, I also have a Final Fantasy villain, but this is Kefka from Final Fantasy VI, the villain, the clown villain from Final Fantasy. Yeah, because he's sort of like the Joker character of the Final Fantasy series, and in the beginning you just see him as this jester, and then he becomes one of the most powerful beings in the universe, basically, at the end. So, and just the way he laughs, from 16-beat, like that.
I see that.
Yeah, because you can make this laugh, really realistic, but it's such an iconic laugh, and the humor around him, he's sort of this goofy villain in the beginning, but then that's the dangerous part of him, because he doesn't have any limits of so as when you get to the middle point of that game and the world ends, it is because of him, and he succeeds in his plan. He wants to ruin the world and rule as a god, and he actually succeeds as it, and that's where you start from during the second part of the game. Just, how are we going to do this? I think Kefka is slightly above Sephiroth for me as a Final Fantasy villain, just because of the chaos in his nature and this unpredictability in a way. I think it makes him a really good villain. So, yeah. Justin, do you have any more?
Also from the Horizon games, Hades, the AI.
Yeah.
So we need to save the world. Who has fucked up the world? humans.
Yeah.
So let's eradicate humans.
Yeah.
Then we can save the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
And it's so interesting because it's just a voice.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
So you don't even meet it like you meet Sephiroth or Kefka
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Arthas.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it still has such an impact, and it's such a well-written character.
Yeah.
So I love them. It's
Super cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's perfect villain for that world as well to have this AI, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it like this kind of orb that this being was in?
yeah,
Yeah, I just remember that orb was sort of intimidating because it resembles like a bomb, and like I could go off in a second.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we of course I of course have to give Silence an honorable
Yeah,
mention.
yeah.
Because he is kind of the villain, but he isn't really the villain. But he kind of works with Hades.
Yeah. Yeah.
To make his own, meet his own goals. And so rest in peace, Lance Reddick. I have no idea how they will solve that for Horizon 3.
No.
He was such a great voice
Yeah.
for Silence. He was an amazing actor in like television and movies he's been in as well.
Iconic.
So
Yeah, I was actually discussing this with my brother yesterday because he loves the Horizon games. We had talked about how they're going to replace him in the third entry, you know, because it was such an iconic voice and character. So
will be interesting to see because that's one of those things that they could replace him with anyone and it still won't be the same and people still won't be happy.
No, exactly.
So it will be a very big shoes to fill to take the role of Silence after Lance Reddick.
yeah. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
I got my first entry now.
Number first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is now we're back to Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Zelda, and now we're talking about Ganondorf, but not Ganon.
Yeah.
Because I just do love the fact that, you know, once you enter Ganon's castle, let's see here. Well, as an adult, that is.
Yeah.
It's this spooky setting.
Yeah.
And I love the music, how he plays this instrument, the not piano.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Organ. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I just love that. And I love how you walk up these circular, these rounding stairs, and you come up to him, and he, you know, pulls away his coat to turn around, and he has this. I just remember, no, I got so intimidated.
Yeah.
And it feels like, okay, this guy's confident, he has a lot of power, and I remember how he talks, he has this conversation with Link. Well, Link is not speaking back, but Navi does.
Yeah.
And then later, like, once you've completed the first phase, and you get out of the castle, and I remember he just brings it to the next level, this Ganondorf, because, you know, he's in the ruins of the castle, and he flies up into the air, and he contracts his entire body, pulling himself together, transforming himself into Ganon, while screaming. It's like, yeah, that is still burned into my retina from my childhood.
Yeah, but that's one of the best boss fights ever,
Yeah.
basically. As you say, you approach him in the tower, and he plays his own theme on the organ, like this. Da, 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 like that. And when you think you beat him, as you say, because why is it called Ganondorf? What's that name? It's called Ganon, you know.
Yeah.
But I still remember that first time when he transformed in the room into this, more like this wild boar beast god thing, more closely to the original design of this pig-like, you know, and you hear his eyes such glowing, his eyes, and you hear his, like, the boss theme. There you have also like a choir in the background, and just that starts, and just his name comes up on the screen, Ganon, like that. Now you have to read, I like almost like shivers here, because it's like, it's such an iconic thing. It's so good the way you present him as the end boss, you know, in the ruins of the castle. It's so good.
Definitely. And I would still say that fight with Ganondorf, the first phase, I would say, with Ganon, it's one of the easier fights ever. But I do like it. But the fight with Ganondorf, that is amongst the most fun Zelda fights ever. I love this, having the ball going back and forth as you swing your sword.
Yeah.
And using the light arrow and how he screams from that, and I just love that scene so much. I think it's a little bit too short, but maybe I'm just too good.
You're too good, John. Too good. You have to try and beat him with bombs or something, or Deku nuts or something. Throw at him to get a challenge.
Yeah.
No, but I can completely agree. It was a perfect end to that masterpiece, like that Ocarina of Time still is. You have to have this epic ending to it, and it certainly has that epic ending.
Definitely.
So I completely agree there. My number first, I'm going back to Metal Gear Solid here, of course, but Liquid Snake is my favorite villain of all time for video games from the original 1998 PlayStation 1 game, voiced by Cam Clark, because he's such a delightful evil, like the evil twin to Snake, because he's biologically cloned from Big Boss, so that's Solid and Liquid. But he is such an interesting character, the way he views the world. He wants to unite the world in war, so he's sort of a maniac like that. But when he starts to give his reasons why, the way he views the world and everything, and you're like, of course you don't agree with him, but you see where he's coming from. And I think those are the best villains, that you don't agree with them, but
but they kind of make sense.
They kind of make sense around certain things. So I just love him as a villain, and I love how he is played. I hope because they made the Twin Snakes remake for GameCube, and that wasn't very good. I would really like a new version of the first Metal Gear Solid, like we had Delta now, with those kind of graphics for these characters in the first game. But Cam Clark, who does the voice, makes such an incredible performance in that game as the villain, and as he controls the big mech Metal Gear, and screams at Snake and "I see you," and just try to kill you all the time, and then you beat him there, and then you sort of fight him on top of this big mech when it's destroyed. He just gives you this speech about he sees the world and everything, and Snake, you're just being used by everyone and everything. You have to be because he's so mad at his father, Big Boss, because he was cloned from him, and he just he was told that he was inferior all the time, and he's just mad at the world, basically. But it's such a good villain, and I like how you fight him like bare-chested above Metal Gear, like fist fight. It's such. The first Metal Gear has such a good like 80 action movie vibe, with the villains and the characters and stuff like that. So and also very iconic how the way Liquid dies from this fox die virus that Snake is spreading around the base. It's a very complex story in the first Metal Gear. But no, Liquid Snake, for me, my all-time favorite villain. Great written character, great performance, and great boss battles all around. So that's my favorite.
Nice. Was that your number one?
That was my number one.
Do you have any more?
No, I don't think so, unless we should get into annoying characters.
Annoying characters I do have a list of. Without going too deep dive, I could mention, but of course I would say yes, I want to hear.
Yeah.
Just because you've already mentioned her, Navi.
Navi,
Navi, oh my god.
Yeah, has to be one of the most annoying characters.
I can see what you're trying to do, but less is more sometimes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That has to be one. I was thinking about as mostly hated and annoying characters are the ones you have to escort somewhere. And I remember playing GoldenEye and having Natalia and escorting her and protecting her when she reprogramming this GoldenEye satellite. The difficulty level there, and just trying to keep her alive, and that just has to be one of the most annoying moments in gaming, and it's even harder on the harder difficulties because there are more enemies and stuff. So just having someone to babysit, basically. You have like Ashley in Resident Evil 4, but you could give her commands at least, and you get her to hide and stuff like that. So she didn't become that annoying to me, but still, escort missions, characters that you have to babysit, my big, like, oh, come on, like this.
Well, it's almost every escort mission ever.
Yeah.
So the same in World of Warcraft, I often say, oh, this is an escort quest. Yeah, good luck on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Especially escort quests where the NPC goes a little bit faster than the normal walk pace,
Yeah.
but still a little slower than the regular run pace. There's something in between.
Yeah.
So no matter if you walk or run,
Yeah.
you can't keep like the steady pace.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I have actually noticed that in certain few games when those kinds of quests weren't as wasn't as common, if you would go or walk alongside them, they do go at a slower pace.
Yeah.
But if you would go where you're supposed to be going, then they speed up a little bit enough.
Yeah.
It's just like, finally someone have thought of this.
Yeah. Because I remember that we talked about it, John, when we were playing Gears of War,
Yeah.
those, and you have these moments when they take a call, basically, their hand up to their head, listening
Yeah.
to the call, but and you just started walking slow and slow and slow, and like,
Yeah.
oh, come on, I just want to play the game. I think Dead Space was very good in that regard, the way they presented the story with this. You saw this hologram, but you could still run around and do whatever you want, basically, during that scene as well. So, because you can, take away the momentum of the game. Just, no, you have to walk slowly and listen to this character. Here we go.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. All
There's
people does not really.
probably a reason in many cases, because
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
say, we have to listen to them. So if the character would run with you,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have the whole conversation.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So they have to slow that character down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the full conversation to have time to take place.
Yeah.
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 So or you get a little lull in the speed of the game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's
as
true.
a whole.
Yeah.
So it's probably a reason, but often it's still annoying.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. John, do you have a favorite, like a worst?
Yeah, the worst of the horrible characters
Yeah.
would be actually Zack from Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core and Reunion.
Oh, okay.
Because-
Zack. Yeah.
Zack is pretty much a forgettable character, especially for people who haven't played the game. But if you have played Rebirth, you have played as him.
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah.
And he is an overconfident, fit kind of a kid who has someone who has like a second rank out of 3 in his job as you play through the game, and he goes on to be level 3 later, but is just overconfident, and he sees himself as a hero, I believe, and I'm just getting sick of him.
Yeah.
So there's that. So that's Zack.
Yeah.
For number 4, I have in Banjo-Kazooie on Nintendo
Okay.
64, and of course Game Pass with their Rare Replay. There's this mole character. So a mole that digs holes, not the mole on your face.
Yeah.
And he's called Bottles, and he has this kind of like place in the beginning of the game where you go through this garden or whatever landscape, and you visit these kind of dirt piles. And he comes up and he gives you a tutorial. This is how to punch, and you have to let him talk. And I believe that you do get a choice to listen or not.
Yeah.
And if you persist on not listening, he will go like, "I will erase your file." And it's like, but, okay, wait, I've already gotten started. I just started the game. It doesn't really matter if he erases the file. Yeah. For number 3. There is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh.
Really?
And this is
He's
I would
annoying?
say, he became annoying when he got a voice, but before then he was fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. For number 2, we're in Europe it's called Lilith Wars, in the US it's Star Fox 64, and it's Sleepy Toad. And it's always this wussy kind of a thing.
Got a boogie on my tail. Take the fox. I thought it was a goner.
It's always like this annoying middle-aged kid.
You can. I don't know. Can you play it with? Because I remember in the Super Nintendo they had like alien voices, like
Yeah, they
like
did.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can change that in Lilith Wars. To
You
have,
could change the Lilith language.
You can that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. We played that yesterday actually. Lilith
Yeah.
Wars on the Switch too. So
Yeah.
yeah. That's an annoying character.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
amazing game that you can finish in 15
Yeah.
minutes for the easiest setting. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's, I don't know why they still haven't made another Star Fox game. That should be
Yeah.
a no-brainer to make.
They
a new
did
one.
one on the Wii U that did fail,
Ah, okay.
but and it was kind of hard to keep track on the gamepad display as well as the TV and look at the two. So if they could solve that with one display and maybe split it in two or whatever,
Yeah.
that would be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they have not really done anything to that universe. I would love to have that IP back.
Yeah, that would be very
Yeah.
cool.
And for number one, there's Navi.
Navi, yes, everybody has Navi in the first.
Yeah.
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 It's I mean, it's, as you said, it's a good idea. I like the story. Like all these little boys in the forest get their own fairy at a certain age, and
Yeah.
it's a cool way to implement this targeting system they have in. I mean, it's everything that is fine, but it's just too much with the hey,
Yeah.
listen. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God, let me be. Come on, let me be.
In the next Zelda, there will be an escort quest where you escort Navi.
Oh god.
Totally. Yeah. But they changed. Yeah, like in Wind Waker, you just have a targeting system. You don't have a
Yeah.
fairy anymore. And in Twilight Princess, you have Midna, this other character,
Yeah.
like that as
Yeah.
well. So. Yeah, they changed it afterwards for the fairies. I don't know if it's not the same fairy in Majora's Mask, but it's
There's Tattle.
Tato. If she's just as annoying.
Just as annoying.
Okay.
And still Navi gets all
Yeah.
the shit.
Yeah, you should spread it around a bit. Yeah. Yeah, well, but this was fun talking about video game characters. There's so much to choose from.
Yeah.
It was hard to make the list, I think.
Definitely took some time.
I have an absolute favorite, and Villain was sort of set in stone for me. It's been for a long while, but the other ones were hard to choose from because there's many characters I wanted to have on the list.
And I remember, just so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah,
Johan, Gladius.
Yeah, I guess from...
We had to mention. We got orders.
I'd already
to
forgotten about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we have to mention as a very good villain. I haven't played the game. My girlfriend really loves those games, and it's supposed to be a very good villain. I know this robot also ranks very high. If you see lists on the internet, almost at the top every time. It's supposed to lure you, this character, into basically. Come here, sweet children, you get some treats, basically.
Exactly. I did actually play through both
Yeah.
years ago, but I remember
Yeah.
the first one where that robot is present. I remember it was really iconic for the time, and I do understand that a lot of people appreciated it.
Yeah.
What made it even better was the fact that it had a theme song. It was singing with this robotic voice in the end.
Yeah.
This is a triumph.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I know about Gladius, because it was Jonathan Coulton who wrote that song. A very funny singer-songwriter. He's made some amazing songs. So that one is one of his best.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, okay. So we'll see what we're going to talk about next time. Maybe make a list over our favorite games for this year and talking about the game awards or we'll see what's coming up.
Definitely. And if you guys listening, if you have some suggestions, by all means write them down.
Yeah. And if you're listening and you want to support our channel, you could just write an emoji or something, give a like, or it helps out the algorithm so we can be seen around the internet. Yeah. Okay. Anything more, guys? Do you want to add for today? Or
I'm happy with this. This was good.
yeah,
It's really fun.
It was fun. Okay, so thank you so much for listening, and we're going to talk to you again soon.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.